Welcome everybody to another Lowdown on Ridertown with the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders, 98.1 KHAK, 94.1 KRNA, and the Union Station. I want to thank the Union Station once again for having us on this Tuesday night. 5:30 to 6 is our show time, but people show up beforehand and stick around afterward as well. We have two guests on the show tonight, players Harrison Roy and Jake Johnson. Your notice coach is not up here. He had a last-minute scouting trip, but he will be back on April 10th, which is our finale. Now, keep in mind, I said April 10th. Next week, Tuesday night, April 3rd, we do not have a show. We have another break week because the Riders have a game that very next night on Wednesday, April 4th. So this is our 9th show. We have one more show remaining after tonight, and the finale is April 10th. Make sure you get here early. If it's anything like the last couple of years, it's been a packed house for our finale. A lot of people show up, the players' housing families, and just fans in general. So get on out April 10th. It's a Tuesday night for the finale of the Lowdown on Ridertown. Same time, 5:30 to 6, but you probably want to get here early because I know seats go pretty fast. So we'll get into questions for the guys here in just a few minutes. And guys, you have, once again, just like a few weeks back, you have the advantage of Coach not being here, so you can just let loose, say whatever you want to. Don't need to hold anything back. So you guys have full freedom on that. So we'll get into the questions in just a bit. Just like every week, I have some of my own research, put the questions together, but then the housing families gave me some info too. You guys scared at all? Do you have any idea what's coming your way from the housing families?
No clue.
No clue? Okay. So this will be a surprise any way you have it. So based off of kind of some of the stuff I was told and some of my research, we're getting back to theming these shows. We're going to call tonight's show Prankster and Stitch. That's what we're calling the show. So you guys will figure that out as we get into it. Once again, no show next week. Finale is April 10th. You can sign up still for that team autograph jersey, which we'll give away on the final night. The box is back there, so if you haven't signed up yet, feel free to do so. A reminder that even if you've signed up at shows in the past few weeks, you can still sign up each and every week, increase those odds, those chances of winning that jersey. I'll post both tonight's show and last week's show up this weekend. That's my apologies on that. It wasn't in the studio this past weekend, so we'll get those posted. So both of those shows are up, and then the finale is April 10th. Let's run over the results, because I know this team is in the hunt for the playoffs. March 23rd on Friday, a 4-3 overtime loss to Green Bay, but gain a valuable point in the standings on that night, and then follow that up right again on Saturday, 3/24, with a 4-1 win and 2 big points in the playoff race. And guys, I'll start there, and I'll ask you first, Harrison. What's the atmosphere like in the locker room right now? You guys are closing in on the end of the season here.
Yeah, it's going pretty well right now. As a whole in our locker room right now, we're playing really well at the right time of the year, and like you said, we're in the hunt. So things are pretty tight right now, but we're all buying in and we're all on the same page. So our last stretch here should be pretty exciting.
Jake, how about you? How's the atmosphere in the locker room? What's it feel like to be on this team as you head toward the end stretch here?
Well, I think we're just having fun right now, playing hard. It's pretty loose in the locker room right now, and just got to get the job done.
And then, guys, do you keep an eye? I know Coach is not here, and Coach has the one game at a time, but do you keep an eye on the standings and all when you know you're getting close to the end of the season with the playoffs, Harry? I'll ask you.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I'll look every once in a while, but Coach has a lot, and it's really important to not look outside and try to just focus on what we can do as a team, but every once in a while, check it out.
Jake, how about you? Ever take a peek and say, hey, here's where we're at?
Not really, honestly.
Not really?
No.
Keep the blinders on?
Yeah.
Coach would be happy to hear that. As we get into your personal lives a little bit, kind of give us a bio, where you're from, and how you wound up here with Cedar Rapids with the Rough Riders. Harry, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I grew up in Lakeville, Massachusetts. It's about 35 miles south of Boston. My whole life, up until last year, I played for the youth team Boston Bandits. Last year I went to a prep school in Connecticut, Loomis Chafee. Did my junior year there, and then I went out to my summer camps here in Cedar Rapids and made the team from there, and decided that I wanted to come out my senior year. So.
Jake, how about you? How'd you get here with the Rough Riders, and where are you from?
I'm from Bloomington, Minnesota. I grew up playing for Bloomington Jefferson Youth Association in high school, and then I made Sioux Falls Stampede after my senior season, and then I got traded here around Halloween time last year, and I've been here ever since.
Now, Harry, in your case, I think I was reading that you got started on the ice pretty young, age of 3, on your first organized team when you were 5. How'd you get involved? How'd the love for hockey grow that early? You get involved so early.
Kind of copied my brother, to be honest. He started playing hockey. My neighbor was a high school hockey player back home, and he would always bring my brother out, play street hockey and stuff, so I kind of just latched on to him and loved it ever since.
Now, Jake, how about in your case? How'd you get involved in the game? How'd you fall in love with the game of hockey?
My dad played hockey growing up, and my brother also played, and he was 2 years older than me, and I wanted to be like him. So at first I didn't really like hockey. I was pretty bad and kept falling and wanted to quit, but my dad forced me to, and I eventually fell in love with it.
Now, Harry, in your case, obviously a lot of players have goals that they want to move on to the collegiate ranks. I heard or read you took 9 college visits. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So what was the process like of finally deciding on a school, and what's it like when you have to take 9 college visits, and that can be pretty exhausting, it seemed like?
Yeah, I mean, most of the part I took my visits throughout the summer. It was a long process, but I will say that, like, when you're going through that process, it's most important to soak it in. Just enjoy like every school that you're visiting, and I ended up deciding on Maine, and it's just a gut feeling when you get on campus. It's just there's that gut feeling, you feel like that's the one, and it's kind of what it comes down to most for me.
Now, were there some other factors as you look at the program history or facilities or things like that come into your mind too when you're making a decision like that?
Yeah, also Maine was third school I visited, and their coaching staff kind of laid out the red carpet for me, and I could tell from the way they coach and the way they presented the visit to me that they're really good character guys, and I knew that I wanted to play for coaches like that. And also what plays into the factors, Maine's tradition and history. They've been a powerhouse for a long time back in the 90s, and they're trying to work their way back up to that. So being a part of that in the future is pretty exciting to me, and all 3 coaches that they had NHL experience too, so that plays into because they know how to win at the high level. So.
Now, Jake, I think I read back in October in an article that you came in as one of, if not the only guy with USHL experience on defense on this squad, but you also had to battle some injuries pretty early on in the season. What was that like to progress, to get over those injuries and finally get back on the ice?
Yeah, I got a concussion during preseason and missed, I think, the first 5 or 6 games, and it was tough not being able to play with the boys, but just got to work through it, and I don't know, it ended up being good. I got to see some games, got to get a different perspective, and helped me. So.
Now, Harry, in your case, I think you already mentioned this, but you attended a pretty prestigious prep school in Connecticut. Famous alums, do you know of any? We were talking a few weeks back about a player that had gone to a prep school and they had a pretty famous alum. Anything come to mind for you? You know of anyone?
No.
I read that a couple of the Rockefellers went there. That's pretty big.
Makes sense now. Actually, we had the John D. Rockefeller quad, like where all the dorms were.
Yeah. It all comes full circle now. Yeah. Now, I do a little research on your guys' hometowns, too, when I realized that you're coming on the show. Jake, in your case, you're from Bloomington, Minnesota, correct?
Yep.
So Mall of America, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's really known for?
Yep.
So when you grow up, now a lot of people that live outside of that area, they get really excited to go to the Mall of America for the first time. When you're living right in the town, does it become kind of tiring? How many times did you go to the Mall of America, like max?
I've probably gone there 5 times in my life.
5 times in your life? Okay, so it wasn't like a summer hangout or anything?
No, and 3 of the 5 times were probably for the amusement park, so yeah, I never went in there shopping. It was always too crazy.
What's the best thing about the amusement park? Like, is there a go-to of the 5 times you went there? Something you look forward to?
There's like an Avatar, The Last Airbender, like thing where you like go up and you like almost touch the ceiling and go all the way back, and it's pretty fun. So
you guys obviously have a ton of tourism every year with the Mall of America. Does that get a little annoying, maybe?
It's on the other side of town, so it really doesn't bother me.
You're good?
Yeah.
Harry, in your case, Lakeville, Massachusetts, correct?
Yeah.
So you're kind of in the center of a few major cities. You have Plymouth, you have Providence, you have Boston, you have New Bedford. Is there a favorite amongst those, like something you really look forward to or like a go-to?
Yeah, I've grown up a Bruins fan my whole life, actually. So when I was young, for the most part, my family would take me and my brother up to a lot of Bruins games in Boston. But my best friend lives in Plymouth too, right on the water. So in the summertime, I like to spend a lot of time there. It's a really good area.
Now, I always have to ask the guys about their hometowns or places close by. Go-to place that you have to eat. I think we had a Boston guy on a little earlier that we asked, but a go-to spot. Doesn't even have to be in Boston, but one of those surrounding towns.
There's this really low-key place called Baldi's Pizza. It has some really good pizza and wings. Not many people know about it, though. Do
you have a go-to pizza when you go there? Like something you have to order?
Yeah, I just get barbecue chicken.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Jake, anything around Bloomington, Minneapolis area, like a restaurant that's a go-to when you were growing up?
Big Bowl, it's like an Asian place.
Asian place?
Yeah.
You have a go-to when you, like, something you got to get off the menu?
I get kung pao chicken. It's pretty good.
Now, as far as your guys' days look like, pretty stacked schedules when you're playing with the USHL. Harry, I'll start with you. What's a typical day look like, a day in the life from sunrise to sunset?
Yeah, so every morning, me and my roommate, Blake, will wake up at like 7 o'clock, have breakfast, and then drive to school. Our first class starts at 7:50, then we'll go to 11:30 every day. Then we'll come home from school, grab a quick bite to eat, hang out for a little bit, and then head right to the rink for practice. We'll have practice, have a lift, film, team meetings, stuff like that, and then come home, have dinner, and then kind of lay low after that and relax for the rest of the night.
Now, Jake, I'm sure some of the team stuff is the same with Harry, but what's your typical day look like from getting up to going to bed at night?
I get up at probably 9:05. We have to be at the rink at 9:30 if you don't go to high school, so go there for about an hour, then come back, usually take a nap, and then eat lunch at probably 12, and then head to the rink, and then do all the stuff Harry said, and then come home and play Xbox. So.
Xbox, yeah, for sure, got to do it. We'll get into some questions about that in a few minutes, for sure. Harry, the one thing I forgot about Lakeville, did you know this? This is one of the little fun facts I read. Ocean Spray headquarters are there. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did. I live about 5 minutes from there.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Do you have a favorite Ocean Spray? Favorite flavor?
No.
You weren't like a frequent drinker of that?
No, not really.
Not really?
Never got into it.
Never got into it? Wasn't your main vibe? So before we get into the speed round and we get into some of the housing family info, we will touch on the upcoming games coming up for the Riders. Friday, they're up at Dubuque, and then Saturday, a big home game against Chicago. Also, a little added bonus, the first 750 fans get Thunder Sticks, courtesy of Hills Bank, so that should make it fun. Harry, do you like a crowd that has the Thunder Sticks? That has to make it pretty loud in there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Jake, you looking forward to that, some Thunder Sticks going?
I don't even know what a Thunder Stick is.
They're like big plastic, they hit them together, make a lot of noise.
Yeah, sure.
They're not like those horns. Those get pretty annoying. You know that, like, I forget what they call those. They make that, like, loud whirring noise. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So these just be the Thunder Sticks, so you won't have to worry about it too much. So we'll start with the speed round. We'll talk about housing families, but the best way to start is to actually have you guys tell us who you live with and what's it been like. Harry, I'll start with you.
Yeah, so I live with Tanya and Dan Moffitt. My roommate on the team's Blake. Like I said before, he's one of our goalies. It's awesome. It's a really good time. They make really good dinner, which is nice coming home after practice. But yeah, they're always really friendly. It's a good time and really welcoming since we're away from home.
Now, since you brought it up, what's your favorite family meal? You have something that sticks out?
My favorite meal, I would say, is steak, but they make pretty good chicken pot pie.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Jake, who you live with, and what's that been like?
I live with Brad and Jenny Johnson, and there are 3 kids, Karis, Breck, and Marin. It's pretty loud. They make a lot of noise, but it's good to hang out with the kids and play hockey with Breck and hang out with Marin and Karis, so it's good.
That was a pretty nice, convenient last name pairing, too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's just you guys are family naturally. It all works, it all goes together. How about favorite housing family meal for you, Jake? Anything that stands out?
It used to be buffalo chicken pasta, but now I think it's changed to Cajun chicken pasta.
Oh, got a new one in the mix.
Yeah, they're both really good, but I think Cajun's taking over.
Cajun chicken pasta is the go-to?
Yeah.
How about favorite housing family moment? Can be funny, can be something just memorable. Harry, I'll start with you.
I I don't know if it has to necessarily do with the whole housing family thing, but me and Blake, we were upstairs from dinner, and we finished cleaning up and stuff, and we were trying to race to get down to the Xbox so one of us could play. And they just actually got a new puppy.
Okay.
So going into our basement, we have a little door so it can't jump over, and you open up the door and then walk downstairs, but Blake tripped over the door and tumbled down the stairs. So it was pretty funny for me just to watch from the top.
Yeah. Was he any worse for wear, or did he shake it off pretty easy?
He took a couple minutes, but it was good for me. I mean, I took my nice stroll to the Xbox.
Yeah. Did you have to do like the concussion protocol on him afterward or anything? He's all good. He's all good.
Yeah.
Now that's a good segue, because one of the things I heard is that the Xbox gets kind of jacked quite a bit to play Fortnite. It gets stolen quite a bit. Like there's a rush for it, right? This is something that happens on a regular basis.
Yeah, it's always a little tight race, but I kind of have the upper hand because it's my Xbox.
Oh, okay, yeah, you got ownership, yeah.
Yeah, so whenever I'm really in the mood to play, he plays for the most part, but when I'm really in the mood, I'll just throw that card on him and he'll find a way.
Okay. Yeah. Jake, what's your favorite housing family moment? You have something that comes to mind?
Yeah, it's kind of messed up, but so...
He prefaces with it's kind of messed up, so that's how we're starting this off.
Well, so me and Breck, the little guy over there, we sit on like this bench for dinner, and he's always like, he's always standing on his knees and almost falling off. And one time he sat in my spot because he wanted to sit where I sat, and all of a sudden I just hear right there, and Breck falls on his head. Everybody, it sounds messed up, but it was hilarious. He's
all good. You shook it off, right? You shook it off, yeah.
Oh, but it was good. Yeah.
So did you have a good laugh at that one, or were you concerned at first, or how'd that go?
Well, at first, I was worried, but then his mom started laughing, so I started laughing.
So then you knew it was all, you could play along that.
Yeah, it was good.
So Harry, this is, the next question I have to ask you is kind of one half of tonight's theme. I heard through the email that I got that you're kind of a stitch magnet. You've had stitches multiple times this year, like 4 or 5 times between games and practice. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, hasn't really been fun, but it's my first year like wearing a visor. Trying to think. The first time I got stitches was the day after we played Waterloo on Thanksgiving. We were in overtime and I got stepped on by a skate. I didn't even feel it. then we went in the shootout later, and my lip was all cut up and open. I'd say that was the worst one. In practice, one time we were working on the penalty kill, and I got an elbow to the visor. My visor like moved in and cut my eyebrow. Then the other ones are just your casual stick to the face during the game.
Just your typical stitches, the other ones, yeah. What's the most amount of stitches you've had on a single one?
I had 5. I had 3 dissolvable ones, and then 2 on the outside.
And was that on the step? When you got stepped on? Jake, have you ever had any stitches in your lifetime? I don't want to jinx you or anything. You can knock on wood.
I've had 2 separate occasions. One I got cross-checked in the mouth where I had to get stitches inside my mouth, and then the other one I just got cross-checked in the chin and had to get some stitches there.
Now the second half of the theme tonight, we had Stitch, but then we also had ghosts. And Jake, I heard about one in particular. There was a ghost prank that you pulled pretty good. You want to tell us a little bit about that one?
All right, so we like to mess with Breck, or me and my old roommate Neil. He's not on the team anymore. We used to mess with Breck. And so Breck sleeps in his sister's room and so he sleeps on like this little mattress by a door. And we knew he was awake, and we just came home from a road trip. And so my roommate comes over, let's mess with Breck. And so we go over and we start hitting his door with sticks. And he comes out and we run away and hide. And so he goes to his mom. And his mom comes in and starts like yelling at him like there's no such thing as a ghost, and he's dying laughing. And then so he's freaked out, and we we stuck our stick in there and like started moving it, and he had no idea. So
did he ever figure out that it was indeed you guys?
When his mom like started kind of yelling at him a little bit. I came out, I was like, what happened? And then I told her.
Now, I did hear that there was a little bit of payback, that he got back with you with some spiders.
Yeah, so there's like these fake spiders that like, they look pretty real, and so I was going to go watch Game of Thrones in my room, and I had the lights off, and all of a sudden I feel something, and I sat on one of these spiders, and I jumped up and screamed a little bit, so.
So now on the back and forth, do you have another prank lined up or something in the works that you don't have to tell us? Because obviously you don't want to give the surprise away. You have anything on your mind right now?
No, I've changed.
You've changed? You're a changed person. No more prank. You don't want like a real spider on your, next time. Yeah, that's a good one. Now, Jake, I also heard that you're not too fond of cooking. Cool with eating, but not real fond of cooking. Is that true?
Yeah, I don't know how, really.
You don't really know how. Now, I heard that maybe it was because you were afraid of burning down the house.
Yeah.
So you're just trying to be proactive.
Well, I don't want to start a fire and then they're not home, so I don't risk it.
Yeah, you don't risk it.
No.
But the microwave is on.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine.
That's fine, yeah.
Do you have a favorite microwave meal? Like something that's a go-to in the microwave?
Whatever she made.
Whatever she made. Oh, so you were just reheating up leftovers. Got it. Now, Harry, I also heard that you don't like to get your hands dirty.
Yeah.
That's right.
Not a fan, yeah.
And then I heard there was an incident where there was like a slime, chasing you with slime. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think it's happened multiple times this year. But my billet sister, Becca, she's a big fan of making slime. I'm not a big fan of slime. And, yeah, like you said, I don't like to get my hands dirty, and she chases me around a lot with that, so it's pretty traumatic.
Now, it seems like in addition to being traumatic, that you guys have a lot of fun with your housing families, too.
Yeah.
And it seems like you fit in pretty well. Jake, I'll ask you first. I heard that, you had a pretty easy time kind of becoming an older brother, kind of fitting into the housing family. What's it been like to joke around with the kids and kind of feel like you're a part of the family?
It's been good. They've been very welcoming since day one. Getting traded here, it was really tough, and they made me feel like I was part of their family right away. And I always wanted to be a big brother. My big brother was great to me, and so being able to have 3 younger kids in the family is a great situation, and they're awesome. So,
Harry, how about you? What's it been like to kind of be a sibling and get along with the housing family like it's worked out?
Yeah, it's been really fun. I'm the younger brother in the house back home, but they're all around similar age as my brother. He's turning 21 soon. So it's not that big of a difference, but it's kind of nice actually, because you're coming into a house and you've kind of been used to having siblings, so it's something that you're used to.
Now, Jake, we heard about the ghost prank, we heard about the spider incident, but then I also heard that you get a ribbing kind of hard time from time to time, but you don't pass the puck to your teammates much.
Yeah, so I play hockey with Breck, mini hockey, about every day, and I think I passed it to him once by accident, and he started chirping me, saying that I never passed to my team on the ice, and I always passed to the other team. So I got kind of mad at him, actually. I was like, that's kind of messed up. But, yeah.
But then I heard that you made sure to follow up and say, hey, did you notice this time, I got an assist in there. I'm back on the
Well, I'll let him know.
On the help side.
I'll let him know if I get a point.
Yeah.
He's pretty pumped.
Yeah. So a coach doesn't hold that view, though, does he? Like that you don't pass enough to teammates?
I hope not.
It's too bad he's not here tonight to ask him, but we might have to follow up with him. So as we go with the real speed round here with some of these questions, Jake, I had one for you. You've kind of, we've already talked about how you've adapted to the housing family life, but are there any community activities that you get involved in or that you've liked to do since you've been a Rough Rider? Anything out in the community that you've been involved with?
We get to do community service through the Rough Riders, and we go to this Living Center East. It's pretty cool. We help, we play games with older people, and past 2 years I've been able to go over there and help them score some goals in a mini hockey net, and they have their cowbells and they're ringing them, and it's pretty funny.
Harry, how about you? Got a community event that kind of sticks out in your mind that you like to do?
Yeah, a while back, forget what town it was, but it was like 40 minutes from here. But there were a bunch of little kids, and it was like in a rec center, and we like played mini hockey with them, and they loved it. So that was one of the biggest memorable parts. Yeah.
Now, we talked a little bit about you guys' lives on the ice and off the ice, but how about hobbies? What do you like to do when you're not playing hockey? Harry, I'll start with you.
I like to hang out with my friends, and in the summer I like to go to the beach.
Jake, how about you?
I hang out with my friends, play basketball, play soccer, tennis, just play a lot of sports outside.
Now, when the Rough Riders, a couple days before each show, they post up who the guests are going to be, and then you'll see the likes and the comments. Sometimes there are comments underneath. And Harry, in your case, somebody commented underneath and said, Bluetooth Harry. What's the story behind that one?
All right. So that's Jordo. There's Jordan Kapsulakis. He hangs out with our team every once in a while throughout the week, and our speaker in the locker room always has Bluetooth pairing because somebody's trying to connect their phone for music before practice, and for some reason he thought I said Bluetooth Harry, and that kind of stuck with him the whole time. So one time we were trying to turn it off because Coach was walking in. We were going to have a meeting, and Coach was like, who's playing the music? And Jordan was like, it's Harry. I never play the music. and we were like, why is it me? And he's like, because it says Bluetooth Harry. So it's kind of stuck ever since.
It's kind of became an extra nickname.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, in addition to that, do you have any other nicknames on the team? Any other go-tos?
Yeah, actually, Liam Walsh is back there. Him and some other boys, they like to call me Q-Tip.
Q-Tip.
I don't know why, but for some reason they think I look like a human Q-Tip. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long is that nickname stuck on? Yeah.
I think it started in like the winter. I also have another pretty good one that sticks. Is they call me hairless instead of hairy. I have pretty thin hair at the age of 18, so.
You got some pretty good ones. That's a good fleet of nicknames. Yeah, that's a good fleet of nicknames between Bluetooth Harry, hairless, and then the last one again was?
Q-Tip.
Q-Tip.
QE for sure.
Yeah, those are pretty good. Jake, do you have any nicknames?
They call me Johns, or a lot of people call me Chipper.
Chipper? How'd you get that one?
My Xbox gamer tags Chipotle 2219, so they just call me Chipper.
So I'm assuming then you're a big Chipotle fan too.
Yeah, huge Chipotle fan.
What's your go-to at Chipotle menu order?
I've changed it up. I got a burrito bowl with white rice, chicken, hot salsa, mild salsa, and cheese, and then I get the chips, and I use it like a salsa kind of.
That's a good call. Harry, do you have a Chipotle favorite?
Yeah, I'll just get a bowl, and I'll get white rice, chicken, mild, some lettuce.
So we were talking about music a little bit with the Bluetooth speaker thing. What's playing in your car right now if we hopped in the car? Harry?
Country.
Country?
Yeah.
Jake, how about you?
Country.
Do you guys have a favorite country song right now?
I'd say Highway 20 Ride by Zach Brown Band.
How about you, Jake?
It's 5 o'clock somewhere by Alan Jackson.
That's a good one. That's a good one. How about go-to pregame snack, something you have to have before you suit up and play? Harry, I'll start with you.
Well, I'll take a pregame nap, then shower real quick, and then go upstairs. I'll make a quick peanut butter sandwich and yogurt and banana. I'll have like the same thing every time.
So in addition to that, any other pregame rituals, anything else that you have to do before you play?
Yeah, so we'll usually have like a team meeting at 12 or something to go over film against the other team. After that, before every home game, me and my roommate go to Jimmy John's for lunch every time.
Now, Jake, how about, do you have a go-to pregame snack, something you have to have?
I gotta have fruit snacks before the game, like 20 minutes before.
Fruit snacks? Do you have a favorite flavor?
The red ones.
The red ones, okay. How about a ritual in addition to that? Anything else that you have to do? Certain.
I gotta take a nap. Then I usually get noodles and company before Friday night games. So. Okay,
noodles and company before Friday night games. All right. And then as we kind of wrap up here, best memory in the game of hockey that can be throughout your whole time playing. Harry, I'll start with you.
I would just say like my experience. I got to go to a tournament in Russia when I was 12, so I'd say that was the most fun.
Pretty cool. Jake, how about you? Favorite memory in the game?
It's probably my first junior hockey game in Sioux Falls. We played in front of like 9,000 people, so it's pretty cool.
And then as we wrap up, you guys have 2 big games coming up this weekend. They're all big at this point as you wind down the stretch here of the season. Harry, I'll ask you your thoughts as you go into this weekend's action. You have an away game on Friday, but then you come back to the stable Saturday night to take on Chicago. What are you feeling like as you go into this weekend?
Yeah, it's a big weekend for all of us. Dubuque's always fun to play against them. Pretty heated games because we're both right near each other. And Chicago, we're 3 points behind Chicago right now in the playoff hunt, so we'll be home against them, which is really good. That's a big game too, but just the most important thing I'd say is to stay loose as a team because we play really well when we're loose.
And then Jake, obviously with Friday, you kind of have an in-state rivalry there, and then as Harry had mentioned, with Saturday night, you have a pretty close matchup there with Chicago. What do you feel like heading into this weekend?
I think we just got to keep doing what we've been doing the past 2 or 3 weeks. We've been playing really good hockey and just, like you said, play loose, have fun, and good things will happen.
Now, guys, we covered some of this research I did, covered the housing family stuff. Anything I left out that you want to get out in the open right now? Harry, anything on your end? Jake, how about you?
I'll give a shout out to my Billet family.
Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah, that was smart. That's a good play. And then a few weeks back when Coach wasn't on, I asked those guys, hey, you got anything you want to say about Coach, good or bad? He's not here. Anything you guys want to throw out about Coach since he's not here?
Nope.
Nope, nothing out of Jake, nothing out of Harry. You want to comment on, I know it was quite a while back, but that karaoke performance. Had you guys ever heard Coach sing before?
I haven't, no.
You haven't? What'd you think? Okay. No, we got facial expressions no one needs to know. I think people could tell. Jake, how about you?
I heard it last year at karaoke, and last year he sang for about 10 minutes straight, so at least
it was a long one. Yeah, this one was a little shorter.
Yeah, thankfully.
What'd you guys do with the karaoke since it's been a while back? Harry, did you have any role in that?
I sang Don't Stop Believin' with Josh Brolin.
Oh, that was a good call. Jake, did you on anything?
I sang some Hannah Montana song that
Did you have like a preferred, something you'd rather have done that you were like, I wish we would have let
Taylor
that?
Swift, but they said Hannah Montana, so.
Which Taylor Swift would you have done?
You know, anything by her, she's the best, so.
There you go, Taylor Swift is the best. How about Harry, did you have something that you wanted to do? No? You covered it?
Yeah.
It's all good. All right, guys, we want to thank you for having on. Making a few minutes for us here with the Lowdown on Ridertown. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you.
And thanks everyone for stopping by with the Lowdown. A reminder that we do not have a show next Tuesday. That's April 3rd. We'll be off because the Riders have a game the very next day at home, so get on out and support that. But the finale, we're wrapping it up on Tuesday, April 10th, 5:30 to 6 at the Union Station right here, same place, same time on April 10th. We'll get both of the past shows tonight and last week posted this weekend, and we will see you all April 10th, 5:30 to 6 for another Lowdown on Ridertown for a finale. We'll see you then. Thanks, everybody.